Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I first want to give honor to God, the head of my life. Thank you to this great church and this pastor, Reverend Evans, my pastor, Dr. Matt of Unionville Missionary Baptist Church, my family and friends who came to support me, and to Ms. Vicky Maroon, who graciously reached out and invited me to share my message with you all. It is indeed an honor to be here. Faith under fire. God is good.
Yes, he is.
The actress Emma Stone once said, "What sets you apart can sometimes feel like a burden, and it's not. A lot of the time, this is what makes you great." Romans 12:2 states, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." I am Randy D. Lawson Jr., but everyone knows me as Trey, a name given me by my late grandmother, Elaine James. She wanted me to have my own identity, given I am the third Randy Lawson of the family. I stand before you today to say, God is able.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
If anyone doubts that, look at me. I'm a living witness of God's grace and mercy. The years 2016 and 2017 brought me great joy and even greater hardship. I ran and won for Mr. Battaglia in 2016. I took up running track after not running since I was in middle school. Amazing enough, it was like I had been running all my life. My mom said, "That's God gives to you, son." You know how many have been running all their life and didn't make it as far as you? Be grateful. Tell God thank you. And so, I thank him daily. I won on the county, sectionals, and regional levels in the 110 hurdles. This took me all the way to the state level in May. The only one on my school track team to qualify. The only one headed on the bus headed to Jefferson, Georgia. But I sadly got disqualified coming out the blocks too soon, and I didn't get a chance to compete. I was hurt and disappointed, yet I was determined to practice so hard I could return to run to the state competition next year, qualify, and win. However, June 2016 came, and with another obstacle. My oldest brother died in a terrible car accident. He was my biggest fan, always giving me the words of encouragement that I needed. How was I going to move forward without him? I soon realized I didn't have to. He would often come to me in my dreams with those same words of encouragement, telling me that everything would be just fine. So, I ran and won Homecoming King 2016-2017. I was Mr. Westside. When the track season started in January 2017, I dedicated it to his memory. I wore a picture of him over my track suit before each race. Soon, I realized that God gift extended into running the 4x4 relay, 4x1 relay, 100-meter dash, long jump, and I excelled in the 300 hurdles. I placed in the top 3 in the county, sectional, and the regional level of the competition, earning me another chance to compete at the state level, this time in Albany, Georgia. In Albany, I placed 7th in the state in 3A, 100-meter dash, 2nd in the 300-meter hurdles, running a time of 37.55 seconds. My 300 time qualified me to compete in the meter champions in Atlanta, Georgia, where the top 16 runners in the state are invited to compete for the title. I am here to announce I placed 1st in the 300-meter hurdles with a time of 36.92 seconds, meeting my best time, placing me at the #1 hurdler in the state of Georgia and ranking me number 15 in the nation. Man, I put the jets on.
Man.
Everybody knew me. I was Mr. Popularity. All my dreams were about to come true as I walked across the stage in May 2017 to receive my high school diploma with college track off from major universities such as Clemson, Auburn, the University of El Paso, Tennessee State, and many more. Olympics, here I come. And then it happened. One day before signing for my future, the accident that would change my life forever. My friend driving the car I was in fell asleep behind the wheel. He drove off of the other side of the road, and we dropped into a 30-foot ravine upside down. The car was completely smashed from all sides as we tumbled. All I can say is, but God. Look to the Lord in his strength. Seek his face always. 1 Corinthians 16 and 11. June 11th, 2017, what happened? All I remember is I walked off the track with my buddies after we had just placed first in the 4x1 relay at AAU track meet in Monroe, Georgia. We stopped at the store with other teammates to receive a couple of snacks. I buckled up in the back seat with my headphones blasting my favorite music, and I dozed off to take a quick nap for a short ride home. There is footage of us walking off the track with our medals around our neck. For me, this would be the last time I would walk again. Do I start with my pain or my blessings? Could it have been avoided, or was it destiny? Was my life over, or just beginning? Why did this happen to me? How could God have allowed this to happen to me? I am too young to face this kind of pain, and physically, mentally, and emotionally. There are but a few things running through my head as I wake up from a coma of 2 weeks, only to realize that I can't feel anything below my waist. I can't move my legs or wiggle my toes. My stomach is open with tubes hanging off. I have a tube in my chest draining fluid. My back is cut open with staples from the top to the bottom. I have a huge bump in the back of my head while I sustain a brain injury. There is a tube running from my stomach through my nose, and I got a feeding tube connected to it. Here I am, lying in a room surrounded by my family, looking at myself, thinking, am I less of a human? Watching my parents and family members look hurt, sad, and wondering if they could have done anything different. Stressing and barely talking. I must be dreaming. Why did God leave me? I was angry. No one knew this, but I cried every day. I wanted to give up on life. I did give up on life. I thought of ways to even commit suicide. I didn't want to live like this. All my hopes and dreams were over. I was never going to run or walk again. What kind of life would I live being crooked? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Amen. Amen.
After weeks of recovery and Navison health, I finally moved to the Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia, where I spent 6 weeks of hardcore therapy. I didn't want to be there. What was the point? I just wanted to live my own pity party, and I did. I separated myself from all the other spinal cord injured teens who were there and tried to connect with me. I barely attended therapy session. Eventually, the therapy team pulled together a meeting telling me that I could put in the work or go home the way I came. They told me 3 things could change my outcome of this treatment: God, my attitude, and my spine healing. I needed to decide, but either way, the 6 weeks would come to an end, and this would be over, either good or bad. A wake-up call. I know I didn't want to be this way forever. So did I get a little better? I was still sad. However, around the end of the 3rd week, I began to look around and realize others were worse off with me. Some couldn't move anything but their eyes. Some had breathing tubes. Some had no movement other than their fingers guiding their wheelchair remotes. And many didn't even know they were in the world. Here I am, alive, in my right mind, and in control of my body. Why am I angry? I am blessed. Any one of them could have been me. There's a reason God saved me. So I stopped feeling sorry for myself, and I started to thank God for saving me. I started praying for him to show me my purpose of life. Each day was a challenge, but as I prayed and cried through the pain and pushed through tough physical therapy, it was worth it.
Hallelujah.
It wasn't long enough before I was permitted to use a local mat, a robot assistant, and walk. Before I left Shepherd's, I could move my left leg, and I could move my left leg, and it started to move. I came there a T12 injury, no movement below my waist, and left there a L2 injury, sensitive to touch and temperature, and some movement below the waist. After a few weeks at home, the same started to happen in my right leg. I could now pick up both, and I crossed them. Months later, with more therapy and exercise, I could stand with special leg braces from my thighs to my feet, praising God every day. I got stronger, more feelings, and more movement.
Amen.
After 2 short years, I have traded my wheelchair in for a rolling walker and my full leg brace in for knee and ankle inserts. But God. I got back on the track a few months ago for the first time, and I made a walk within 60 minutes. It wasn't easy, but it was an accomplishment. Now that same walk takes me 28 minutes. God is good. Even though I still have not fully recovered, I still believe through the power of God, I will walk, run, and jump hurdles again.
Amen.
This is only temporary. The devil thought he had me, but God had other plans. I'm here because he loves me. Through it all, God made a way spiritually, physically, and financially, and he keeps making a way.
Amen.
Amen.
At the age of 19, I have learned so much. I have learned that people will stand by you as long as they can shine in your life. As soon as that light is gone and has dimmed, they leave. I have lost many to this accident, and it hurts for a while. Yet, I have met some awesome people with forged unbreakable bonds. Everything and everyone has a season, but God's season never ends.
All right now.
So I created Rolling Hope in January of 2019. My foundation, Giving Back. It started as a social media page on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, with me posting inspirational messages. Nevertheless, it grew into something bigger as I posted my therapy sessions, daily exercise, hobbies, showing pictures of my progress from complete paralysis to baby steps. I wanted the people to see that there is a God and he lives. I wanted to encourage others. After my post went viral, I wanted to use Rolling Hope to help support others medically and financially. So I started selling t-shirts, $20 to help fund spinal cord research at Shepherd Center, and eventually as it grows, I would like to help a spinal cord injured person go to college or help them with the cost of attending Shepherd Center rehabilitation. I want them to realize you are not your disability. Here I am, elected Mr. Sophomore by my peers at Fort Valley State University, doing well in college, realizing my dreams as a future educator. I may not be running the race that I thought I would run, but I'm running the race that God placed before me.
Amen.
Thank you all, and God bless you all.